McGill Ninja.
It was a dark and stormy night. I was about to test out my recently finished time machine. Suddenly, lightning struck the protective cup I wear at all times ever since I was kicked in the balls by Don Garlands. He didn't put his whole foot into it, but that's a different story. I was knocked unconscious and fell forward into the time machine, activating it as I fell. I awoke what seemed like a moment later, only to realize that, in fact, several hours had passed. It had worked! The time machine was a success! Unfortunately, somehow, time travel had severely burnt off all of my pubic hair and left me with a horrible scar on my genitals that kind of looks like Richard Nixon. Email me if you're interested in purchasing pictures. At this point, I decided perhaps it was time to go to the drugstore for some burn ointment and perhaps some painkillers. The storm was over by this time, but the ground was still wet and slippery. There was mud everywhere. While walking to the store, I slipped in some muddy ground and fell down a steep embankment. It was far too steep and slippery to go back the way I came, so I had to try to find another way up. After walking for several miles, I came across a small cave. By this time, it was starting to get dark and the storm was starting up again, so I decided to take refuge in the cave. It was here that I discovered a strange, glowing, mysterious orb. I picked it up, and while looking at it, Bad Moon Rising by CCR began to play. It was then that a small, hunched-over monkey with a cane wearing a robe emerged from the shadows and said to me, "Hey, what's with the glowing balls?" I told him I'd got struck by lightning. No, the ball in your hand," he replied. He then informed me his name was Jojo, and he could grant me 3 wishes if I handed over the orb. I agreed, but waited till the song was finished playing first. Then I wished for some burn ointment. After applying that quite liberally, I wished that I were home. I was instantly transported home. Unfortunately, Jojo was nowhere to be seen. If I ever see that chimp again, he still owes me 1 wish.